California Governor Gavin Newsom's social media posts have been exploding in popularity around the world, and he's been creating more memes and sharing others as more get in on the mockery. It's fantastic, dropping new tweets and posts, skewering JD Vance and Donald Trump, beating him at his own game, and holding a mirror up to Donald and his smooth-brained MAGA base that seems to think Gavin's behavior is totally wrong. It's absurd. Trump says it isn't getting under his skin, but his face looked like it was trying to run away. Yeah, best to keep those to the fairway, Donnie. Yeah, that's not good. Or is it? Is this his audition for a Breaking Bad spinoff? Get him a bell. Trump Salamanca. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, not sorry. Melania did set her sunglasses down just for a moment, long enough for us to see what she was looking at on the other side of the glasses. Hot damn, she loves this man.
Well, I don't think much of the modern Democratic Party. Obviously, I'm biased, but I look at these guys. I think some of them are trying to actually mimic President Trump. You can't mimic his style. He just is who he is.
It is truly ridiculous that the president's makeup lab explosion survivor daughter-in-law is doing interviews on Fox. I thought it was a bit much when she managed to force her drunk karaoke on Mar-a-Lago members, paying a few $100,000 a year, but that's nothing compared to this gig. Gavin Newsom did not hold back, going dark Newsom, replying to this clip, "Couch boy." I'm not mimicking Dozy Don. I'm mocking him. Only someone with a law degree from Chuck E. Cheese could be as dumb as you. GCN. Subscribe. Love it, because they still don't get it. Newsom is crushing Vance and Trump with this, and in fairness, Gavin did go easy on Trump for a couple days, scaling back the jabs, because Donald was so devastated. Well, here's how he's doing.
My condolences on the loss of his friend Charlie. How are you holding up over the last 3.5 days?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
Yeah, very good. Look at this construction. Totally over the loss of his so-called best friend, no remorse from blaming the libs for the actions of a Trump donor raised in a Republican gun nut home. Gotta pivot to some yard work and think about the bottles of special Tic Tacs from Ronnie Jackson to get his mashed potato body on the golf cart and through this weekend. This has to wind Donnie up because she's never on the course, and the truth is the only person that touches a Trump ball is the caddy on the payroll that cheats for him. If only he could have Gavin's caddy. Winter is coming for America's economy. Great work, Donald. Great work, yes, but a little too slim, Gavin. A little too slim there. Commando, classic.
And if they're in a suit like I am, when they go up and arrest somebody, they have creds in their pocket, like I got creds in my pocket. And it'll show the person, here's who I am. Here's my badge, here's my creds, this is who I am.
So videos when they're shown not identifying themselves or answering questions about that, are those not real? I'm sure
they will identify themselves in a safety, secure environment.
Just fantastic. And of course, Newsom shared that, saying Derpy Homan drops his badge like he drops the U.S. Constitution. White House opens door to lower tariffs on some food, pharma products. Breaking. Trump White House admits the Trump tariffs make things cost more for Americans. As previously mentioned, we are giving serious thought to taking away Stephen Miller's California residency. He is not a great American and is, in my opinion, incapable of being so. GCN. Stephen Miller is awful, and this looks just like him. And of course, this was mocking the insanity of Trump posting about taking away Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship for simply making fun of him. Our lasers are the biggest lasers. It's part of a display, 31 lasers for the 31st state. Happy birthday, California. And you know those lasers are triggering Trump and Don Jr. because they've recently had home visits from Ronnie Jackson to have sores zapped off their tiny mushrooms. Breaking 3, James Bowman is Just Dance Vance. Breaking couches. Love the outfit. James Hamill is Just Dance Vance. That was his name in the Marine Corps when he was a combat correspondent. Breaking out the eyeliner. J.P. Mendel is Just Dance Vance. For those not in the know, J.P. Mendel is what Trump called him at a rally. To be fair, it's hard to remember someone's name when they keep changing it. Let me know your favorite poster of those three in the comments. Angel Epstein blessing Trump. Which brings me to Dark Newsom going savage with, "Welcome to Predator Patio. Admission? Just prove you're on the Epstein list." Would Trump just take the book with him as the ticket? See? Ivanka, does this mean she could be his plus one? After ripping healthcare from 17 million Americans and slashing food stamps for kids, we're glad Mike, Mary Antoinette Johnson, and his boyfriends had time to toast the grand opening of the Predator patio. May the odds be ever in your favor. They are all protecting him. Now, back in July, when the Wall Street Journal published their report on the birthday book, J.D. Vance took to social media to defend Donald Trump and demand the letter with this post. Forgive my language, but this story is complete and utter bull stuff. The WSJ should be ashamed for publishing it. Where is the letter? Would you be shocked to learn that they never showed it to us before publishing it? Does anyone honestly believe this sounds like Donald Trump? We did at the time and still do Just Dance, Vance, which is why Newsom took a screenshot of your tweet and added, "This aged nicely," prompting many on the right to claim J.D. Vance's post was fake and that he never said this. Spoiler alert, he did, and it's still on his official account. The entire book is out there with some redactions, and it's gross. There's even a check for a fully depreciated woman. It's all kinds of wrong. They are claiming it's not Trump's signature, and Trump's signature does vary from casual to official. This is normal. This happens. You know what? I want to see J.D. Vance with the Pawn Stars guy finding out in real time. It's just so crazy that we are supposed to believe that every letter in the book was real except for the one from his best friend that was written decades ago. And as you know, the image was worse than we thought, as was the whole book. And the doodle was definitely of someone very young.
Do it for one reason. I think it's good for the country. And we are very transparent. There's never been transparency like we have. There's nothing to hide.
Except the Epstein files. To be fair, he also hides his taxes, his health, and his school results, but he's the greatest student ever as well, right? Ghislaine denied contact with Jeffrey during the early 2000s, but new emails contradict her claims and reveal exchanges up to 2008. The new email trove uncovered shows Epstein asked Maxwell to remove Trump from a list of influential figures in September 2006, just 2 months after he was charged in Florida for soliciting prostitution. The email contains a list of 51 names, politicians, Wall Street executives, and business leaders. In the message, Maxwell wrote, "Please review list and add or remove peeps." Epstein's reply was simply, "Remove Trump." But hey, it's all a hoax.
When this stuff comes pouring out, this explosive evidence and stuff that we need to get, what we're doing, Allison, everything's going to pour out. I did my show yesterday and I poured out old evidence from the past so people can refresh their memory of all the anomalies and deviations that happened in both 2020, 2022.
Anomalies. I do love when we get a new word for the Mike Lindell dictionary. Put it along with these beauties. Now, Mike Lindell has managed to get his reporters in the White House with Donald Trump throwing him a bone after he spent years and all of his wealth on the big lie. Donald refused to let Mike's lumpy pillows into even one room at one of his many hotels, but is fine with Mike Lindell's reporters in the press briefing room.
I got two of the best correspondents in the history of the world at Lindell TV, everybody. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, they're really going to knock Walter Cronkite, Lisa LaFlemme, Orla Gurn, and Edward R. Murrow off Mount Journalism. Lindell recently roamed the streets with Cara, encountering a cookie-eating MAGA clown that used the word stoled and thinks Eric Trump will be the next president. But the real comedy is not who they talk to, it's the reporters themselves. Because as much as Lindell hypes their intelligence and truth, well, check this out.
Let's see. Hi, how are you? Are you a journalist? Oh, where are you from?
Austria.
Australia. You're from Australia too? Both of you. There's a lot of people visiting from Australia. What are your thoughts on the tariffs?
Pardon?
The tariffs. We just spoke to another Australian couple. They were here. They were interested in things going on in D.C. because they said that the tariffs might affect their life in Australia. President Trump's tariffs.
Terrorists?
The tariffs. Like the taxes on imports.
So it's a crazy thing, you know. And Mr. Trump does very crazy things, and he wants to have a little bit of his meanings, and so a little bit will get through the road. Yes. Mm.
It is a crazy thing, and he does crazy things. Thank you for saying so. Austria, Australia, only 9,000 miles apart in a different language. He clearly says Austria. But Cara, here's what she wants to hear. Like, how inept are you that you can get this accent in your ear and think Bluey?
Well, did you hear the news that Joe Biden might be going to jail?
Joe Biden to jail.
Yeah, he might be getting mugshotted like President Trump. It turns out that he was involved in a tremendous conspiracy, allegedly in 2016 when he was vice president, when he will have no presidential immunity. There's a big grand jury investigation into Obama associates, and that would include his vice president, Joe Biden.
I don't think that that it will come. So I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the mainstream media is not reporting on it, but it's huge news here in D.C. Big investigation into Joe Biden.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Biden has done some things which Mr. Trump doesn't want. So there are different opinions. There will be also every time differences.
What are you talking about, Kara? This fella's English is a second language. He has to process what she's saying, and even he knows mugshotted is not a word. And this Biden-Obama thing is not a top story because it's nonsense, which is also why I'm showing you this. Real journalists are being pushed out of the White House to make room for the pillow manufacturer gone mad's roaming clowns.
If there was a mugshot of Joe Biden, do you, like the one with President Trump, everybody had it on their T-shirt. People even got tattoos on their body of President Trump's mugshot. Remember when he went to jail? Do you think people will create T-shirts with Joe Biden's mugshot?
No, I don't think so. No.
We would feel bad. He's senile. It's almost like elder abuse. But you never know. We'll see.
Yes.
Thank you so much. God bless. Have a
Bye.
great
Yeah,
day.
thank you. Bye.
I love that blunt no, because liberals aren't ridiculous. And of course, she finishes off this interview by calling Biden senile, mentions elder abuse, and of course, God bless. I don't know how much Lindell is paying her, but it's too much. This is some best in show stuff. Seriously, is this a Christopher Guest movie?
To be we're so sorry. Sorry. Camera guy just bumped into someone. Hi, how are you? I really wanted to ask some people about Hillary Clinton getting mugshotted. Want to talk? No. We're coming to a close where we're going to go to Allison Steinberg next. Are we doing a 2-box with Allison?
Mugshotted, still not a real word. And even the camera guy's incompetent, bumping into people. And speaking of bumping into people, doing a 2-box with Allison sounds a little too hot for TV, not something you hear or see on an actual network.
People, I don't know if you're coming outside today, but there's a lot of people, for whatever the reason, from Australia out here. I spoke to 2 couples.
Austria, not Australia.
We did get Lindell TV. As of last week, we got approved now finally to be in the White House press pool. And when the president's around, Kara is very aggressive and she's gotten in so many questions.
Trump is sure to take Kara's questions because she's lobbing softballs for Trump to knock out of the park. I wouldn't say she's aggressive, but she is unprofessional.
We're very proud of the job he's done, one of the best.
Kara Castro from Lindell TV. How are you today, sir?
I love your question. I should have called you almost first, but I love you.
Kara didn't even wait for him to finish speaking. He just stepped over his line, and he was cool with it because it was all loaded. If this were not a propaganda network for him, he'd have lashed out. But instead, he went on to praise her, and it truly is bizarre to see Mike Lindell's so-called network bumbling around. But as you know, RSBN is also around. You know, home to Marjorie Taylor Greene's Oompa Loompa-headed boyfriend that gets Botox on live TV and even wore a dress once. First and last time I washed this. Thanks for giving me a chance. I'm glad you did WAST one episode. WAST? Were you going for watch or waste? Either way, I know it took a lot of work for you to hunt and peck through your Cheeto crumb-covered keyboard to hammer out your thoughts, and we appreciate you showcasing your stupid for a laugh. Magateers. My first time on this channel. Face too close. Talk too loud and aggressive. Okay, all caps, frequent exclamation marks. Everything about this blurted comment is loud and aggressive. Or as you say, talk too loud, which also sounds like it'd be the title of the Peter North film your mom was in. Magateers. Trump says it isn't getting under his skin, but his face looked like it was trying to run away. Best to keep these on the fairway, Donnie. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Couch boy, I'm not mimicking Dozy Don. I'm mocking him. Only someone with a law degree from Chuck E. Cheese could be a Chuck E. Cheese. Would Trump just take the book with him as the ticket? Does that mean Ivanka can be his +1? She's so hot, let her in. I make this show on my own. If you can afford it, drop me a PayPal tip or a super thanks, become a member, and check out my merch.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show
on YouTube. And I hope you subscribe.